Spider-Man 2 is one of the best videos ever made on the planet of Earth, and I'm going to go through key scenes in that film and explain to you why it's my favourite iteration of the Spider-Man character, why everybody should also agree with me on this, and that any other Spider-Man film should just be discounted as a wannabe knockoff of this great masterpiece by Danny Elfman. The film starts off quite well with a billboard showing Mary Jane Watson, the main love interest of our best friend Peter Parker in this film. Now this is a very key scene because we now see that Emma Watson has actually taken over New York City and she is the crown prince. Peter Parker seems quite concerned about this as he nearly hits his best friend Ajit Pai. Ajit Pai then yells at Peter Parker, telling him that he will be completely and utterly destroyed by the FCC's full force. Peter Parker then gets his thing ripped off him. This signifies the end of Peter Parker working for the FCC. We then go to the next scene where Peter Parker is crying at his own birthday party because of Harry Osborn calling him an idiot and that he killed his dad. We see that Aunt May dies sadly, and Peter Parker has nothing more to do but cry and go and take out her body and put it into the trash can. But unfortunately he is caught by Mary Jane's like, oh shit, what the fuck are you doing here? You didn't see that, did you?
Nah bro, we keep our secrets in this part of town. We keep our secrets, we've all got demons.
You know, if this gets out, you're gonna be the next one in that trash can.
No Peter, I promise, I didn't see nothing.
You know who I am, right?
Yes, I know.
You know I could web sling you into a fucking wall.
Like, no, don't do that.
My aunt meant the world to me, you know that. She just died. We keep these secrets, I don't do shit.
I know, I won't tell nobody. I won't tell nobody about this, Peter Parker.
And then the next scene, it's evil. We go back and we see Peter sit in his abandoned apartment and contemplate what he's done. His best friend hates him, his Aunt May has just died, and he's just killed Mary Jane Watson. The next shot we actually get an even deeper look at the sadistic and evil background of Spider-Man and Peter Parker as a whole. We see him talking to Ivan Dikovich, his landlord and also good friend, but Ivan Dikovich is actually revealed to be helping Peter cover up a lot of his mass homicides and dead bodies in exchange for protection and help with spying on New York and the American government, as he actually works for the Russian Kremlin. Now we see in this scene the first introduction of the super villain of the story, Dr. Ock. Now Dr. Ock, he's very focused on his work, but Harry Osborn gives him the sexy eyes and he's just like, yeah, we can talk. And Harry Osborn knows he's getting some action later. He's getting some action from those damn tentacles, and Harry Osborn fucks off like the fucking coward he is, leaving Dr. Ock to talk with the evil mastermind of New York himself, Peter Parker, the evil mass serial killer maniac Peter Parker. And Dr. Ock tells him,
you aren't as smart as me, Peter. I know who you are. I know what you can do, and you can't do anything to me here. I'm too powerful. And fuck you, Dr. Octopus. I know what you're up to. I know your plans. I'd like to see you try and stop me when I create the sun.
Everything is going extremely well for Peter Parker, the evil mass maniac psychopath. He has eliminated all threats in his life, and he is very confident that he will eliminate Dr. Ock, his new arch-nemesis. He will stop him from creating the sun, which is his greatest weakness. The only way you can kill Spider-Man ever is if you throw a massive sun at him. It will kill him. He can't be killed by anything else, and he knows that. He knows it's his weakness, and so does Doc Ock. He knows very well. In this scene here, we see Doc Ock demonstrating his super arm ability. He will attach the arms to his chest, and it will allow him to control the sun and destroy Spider-Man once and for all. We now see the most iconic scene out of all of these films. Doc Ock uses his mechanical arms to place a ball of metal that now floats in the middle of the electromagnets, and he then shoots them with electro beams, and it creates a miniature hydrogen sun in order to kill Spider-Man. And once the son is completed, Dr. Octopus turns around and gives Peter Parker an evil smile as to say, yeah, fuck you, you're about to die. Peter Parker can only stand in awe, terrified, standing there looking at Dr. Octopus complete the sun. Doc Ock then aims a death beam directly at Spider-Man. However, he misses by slightly and it hits the roof, giving Spider-Man enough time to get his spider suit on, which gives him his superpowers. Harry Osborn shouts at Dr. Octopus,
Please don't die, Dr. Octopus. You must kill Spider-Man. You are my best friend in life.
and Spider-Man swings in and just kills Cat Harry right there, sends him out of a window. Harry Osborn is later found dead in the streets. Spider-Man then pulls out all of the plugs to the electromagnet machine, and the machine short circuits and shoots Dr. Octopus in the back of the neck, knocking him unconscious and blowing up the machine in the process. This is a very important scene, ladies and gentlemen, and now Spider-Man, in his mind, he has eliminated both his aunt and girlfriend, who were always keeping him back. He has now eliminated his ex-best friend, Harry Osborn, who can no longer knock him down at every step and fund his enemies for his own destruction. And he has defeated his greatest arch enemy, or so he thinks, Dr. Ock, when in reality Dr. Ock has only been knocked unconscious. Spider-Man has just gone to the bank to get a withdrawal. Uh-oh, Spider-Man, you didn't expect Dr. Octopus to be here. Dr. Octopus picks Spider-Man up and tries to crush his head, meanwhile laughing at him, saying, I
Bet you didn't expect me to be here.
fuck you, Dr. Octopus. You can't destroy me, only a son can destroy me. And then he throws a full iron, golden metal fucking table at him. It knocks Dr. Octopus through a window and hits a taxi. Doc Ock barely remains conscious, stands up to take the next hit. He throws a full boot of a car at Spider-Man, hitting him directly, nearly decapitating him, but that's not enough to kill Spider-Man. Spider-Man and Doc Ock continue to fight each other going up the building, with Spider-Man relentlessly not giving up, wanting this man to die. Doc Ock smashes Spider-Man into a window and throws him across into the other building. Spider-Man then launches himself across to Dr. Octopus and throws a brick at his face, knocking his vision out and making him miss his attack on Spider-Man. Dr. Octopus hits the ground with a massive impact. He is rushed to hospital as fast as he can. Spider-Man makes a quick getaway, knowing once and for all that he has ended his arch enemy's life. We can see this fragile yet aggressive side of Spider-Man, where Spider-Man is just simply sitting in his classroom for his university and the teacher just asks him a question. In response to being told that he is wrong about his question, Spider-Man lights the entire university on fire and leaves everybody in it to burn and die. After having all this built up rage and aggression and the months of mass killing of innocent people in New York, Spider-Man then begins to hallucinate his old girlfriend, Mary Jane Watson. Spider-Man looks up saying,
Why are you here? I killed you.
You didn't kill me at all. You can't get rid of me, Spider-Man. I'm up here. You can't destroy me. I will forever haunt you, Spider-Man. You can't get rid of me.
Oh, no, you can't still be here. I got rid of you. You are in the back of the trash can. Right at the back, I set you on fire, along with the university students. I set you on fire.
No, you can't. You can't get rid of me.
and before Spider-Man can say anything else, Dr. Octopus throws a car through the window of the cafe he is in, shattering this illusion of Spider-Man's girlfriend. He grabs him by the neck and says,
I want a fair fight with you. I want a fair fight.
bring it on, bitch. You won't do it.
Meet me on the clock tower at 3 o'clock today.
You better bring your best tentacles, bitch, because I'm gonna decapitate you. Spider-Man and Dr. Octopus immediately go to the clock tower. 3 o'clock sharp. We see Spider-Man, aggression in his eyes, swing with ferocity towards the clock tower in order to meet his arch enemy, Dr. Octopus. Unlike Spider-Man, however, Dr. Octopus is presented very calm, very very prepared, very ready. He is already at the clock tower. He climbs up to meet his foe directly at the peak of the clock tower, and the final fight between
Bring it on, bitch.
Spider-Man jumps at him, hits off 2 of his tentacles and begins the fight. Dr. Octopus misses most of his hits and Spider-Man continues to knock him off course, but Dr. Oct finally gets a good hit in. Doc Ock knocks him off the clock tower along with one of the hands on the clock tower. Spider-Man sends 2 incredibly heavy web balls at him, almost knocking out Dr. Octopus. Spider-Man then grabs the clock tower hand and swings it directly up at Dr. Octopus and kills him immediately, decapitating him just like he said before. Spider-Man then goes back to find a bloody, decapitated corpse of Dr. Octopus. He knows that no one can find this corpse, so Spider-Man does what he knows best to do: dispose of the body. Spider-Man grabs Dr. Octopus by the chest, webs his head back on, and swings over to the nearby Hudson River of New York and drops him in. The weight of the tentacles brings Dr. Octopus quickly down to the bottom of the river. I give Spider-Man 2 a solid 10 out of 10 on the movie charts. Just a genuinely thrilling and an amazing film experience. I would highly recommend everybody go and watch it one time. It really digs deep into the mental condition of being blessed with such insane powers and how those powers could drive yourself to commit horrendous acts on both your friends and loved ones. Thank you, Danny Elfman. You created timeless classic that will withstand the test of time, definitely.